It was an early morning Sunday for Vikings fans as the Vikes and Pittsburgh Steelers kicked off at 8:30 a.m. local time for the first ever game in Dublin, Ireland. And no coffee was needed to get your blood pumping in this one. Carson Wentz making his second start for the Vikings, but it's the Pittsburgh Steelers throwing the early punches. Vikes trailing 7-3 in the second. Aaron Rodgers to DK Metcalf. It's the longest play in international game history, 80 yards for the 14-3 Pitt lead. Third quarter, it's 14-6 Pitt. Wentz already with an interception in this one, and here the ball is tipped at the line and picked off by T.J. Watt. But then the former Bison QB would find his groove. Under 8 to go, down 18. Carson Wentz to Xavier Scott. 16-yard score to cut into the deficit. 2 minutes to go now, down by 10. Wentz on a fourth down here is going to find Jalen Naylor, and it's just a 3-point game. The Vikings would get the ball back with just over a minute to go, but that drive would go nowhere. Pittsburgh leaves Dublin with the win, 24-21.
Had a chance to still win the football game in the end because our guys compete to the very end regardless of circumstances, and just didn't find a way to get it done. Credit to them for playing a good football game, winning the turnover battle, and their formula to win is that, and they were able to do that.
As for the former Bison quarterback, by game's end, Wentz tossed for 350 yards on 30 of 46 passing, tossed for 2 touchdowns as well, but the downsides were the 2 interceptions and being sacked 6 times. Some of those negative plays can be attributed to some bad luck and a banged-up offensive line. Wentz, after the game, shared his thoughts.
At the end of the day, we lost. That's all I care about. That's all I'm concerned about. Got a bad taste in my mouth that the defense stepped up when we needed them at the end, got us the ball back. In those situations, it pains me to be left there out on the field with a chance and come up short. So I'm not here to evaluate the rest of the play. We had some chances. A couple tipped picks, those suck, not going to lie. Those are tough. They kind of derailed what I thought. We had some decent momentum going on a couple drives. And so, that was tough. But at the end of the day, we lost, and that's all that matters.
The Vikings stay overseas for next week's game. They take on the Cleveland Browns again at 8:30 a.m. local time. The Browns are 1-3 on the year after losing to Detroit Sunday by 24. To the WNBA, Game 4 of the best-of-5 semifinal series. The Minnesota Lynx playing for their season Sunday night versus the Phoenix Mercury in a similar tale to Game 3. Minnesota was without head coach Cheryl Reeve due to suspension and star forward Nafisa Collier to an ankle injury. Led by large margins, though, throughout this one. But another collapse in the fourth quarter sends the Mercury to the WNBA Finals with the 86-81 win. The Lynx, who enter the postseason as the league's best team, are now eliminated. In the majors, it's the final game of the season for the Minnesota Twins, and they end on a bad note. Minnesota drops 2 of 3 games against the Philadelphia Phillies to end the season with a record of 70-92. The focus now for the Twins shifts to some big offseason decisions. Taking a look back at the weekend now, it was a conference opener for the NDSU Bison football team, and they showed the country why they are the #1 team. It was a pure domination from start to finish for the Bison. Defensively, Code Green allowed just 13 points, and the NDSU offense shined with Cole Payton leading the way. The first-year starter accounted for 3 touchdowns and 375 total yards. After the game, head coach Tim Polasek sang his praises.
I'm not sure it's not too early to start talking about this guy being one of the best players in the country. We were better on third down today, but I think that we're going to look at some things and we need to execute better. Without Cole Payton, we don't stay on the field. Third down grit, quarterback grit and toughness at an all-time high today. He's just, right now, he's playing at a high level. When he takes off running, that's just as dangerous as his arm. He's got a chance to put together a pretty special North Dakota State quarterback football season here. I'm really pleased with Cole, and I know he'll stay humble and hungry so he can handle that. I think he's doing a really nice job.
Yeah, that just goes back to all of our preparation. I've been working on this, for this for a long time, and these guys around us have been putting in the work, and these coaches believe in us, and we believe in each other.
We have all the faith in the world in Cole, and he knows that. So every time we go on the field, we breathe confidence and faith into him, and obviously that shows in the field. So.
NDSU hits the road this upcoming weekend to take on Illinois State. In Division III, the Concordia Cobbers had to battle their way to a 14-13 win Saturday in a game where not a lot of plays were made on offense. Grant Mages shined, though, coming away with 2 touchdowns to help the Cobbers take a lead in the second half. This one coming down to the final minutes. Late fourth quarter, the Gusties went for 2, down by 1, and the Cobbers defense getting the stop to come away with the win to improve to 2-1 on the season.
We're always taught fight through adversity. You know, we had a late score there at the end, but we pulled through, and that's just the effort. That's the effort that we try to instill in all our players. That's kind of our motto. You know, we got to play fast, physical, and we got to play the whole time. And that's what we did.
Cobbers will remain home next week, taking on St. Scholastica at 1 p.m. Also Saturday, a rivalry like few others in the region. No matter the sport, NDSU volleyball picking up a sweep over UND with a solid showing on defense and some timely kills. In the third set, the Bison dominated down the stretch, ending the match on a 10-0 run. Head coach Jennifer Lopez says the defense has been huge this season for the Bison, and it showed up in a huge way Saturday night.
We knew we were going to have to tonight. You know, UND is a really solid team with their first ball contact, and we knew we were going to have to make a lot of defensive plays in order to keep up with them. And so, huge staple for us this week, and to see so many players step up in the front row, back row, doing their jobs really well, you know, definitely helped us keep momentum, but also keeping that rhythm.
Both teams back in action Thursday on the road. And TJ, a busy sports weekend. Both UND and NDSU soccer in action Sunday as well. NDSU falling to Denver and UND drawing, though, with Omaha.
All right, and of course, I've got to keep you updated on the big, social media and stuff that's going on.
Please do.
Bad Bunny announces the Super Bowl halftime entertainment.
There you go. I got to catch up on my songs there.
I do, too. I don't think I could name one Bad Bunny song.
Me neither.
But he's going to be the guy in February in California, so there you go.